Hello, I'm Dr. James Porter. For over 30 years, I've been helping older adults take back control of their health, naturally and effectively. And if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I encourage you to subscribe if you're interested in practical, natural ways to stay mentally sharp and physically independent after 60. Now, let me ask you something personal. Have you noticed your eyes taking longer to adjust when driving at night? Do street lights blur into starbursts, making it harder to focus? Do you ever walk into a room and forget why you're there? Or pause before recalling the name of someone you've known for years? If so, you're not alone, and you're certainly not imagining it. These aren't just senior moments. They're subtle but real signals from your brain and your eyes that something deeper is shifting. And the truth is, this kind of change often sneaks in gradually. At first, it's just a little harder to read fine print or follow what's happening on the evening news. Then come the misplaced glasses, a forgotten appointment, and eventually, those uncomfortable moments when you're looking right at someone you love, but their name just doesn't come to mind. I know how unsettling that feels. Losing control of your memory and your vision doesn't just affect how you function day to day, it chips away at your confidence, your sense of self, your ability to connect deeply with the people around you. But here's something your doctor may never tell you. The decline isn't always permanent. In fact, your body has built-in systems designed to repair and restore function, especially while you sleep. And with the right nutritional support, those systems can work more efficiently, helping you protect your memory and vision without relying solely on medications or high-cost treatments. That's why today, I want to share 3 specific dried fruits with you. They're not only delicious and easy to find, they're also incredibly powerful when it comes to overnight brain and eye support. Each one helps in a different way, but the third fruit I'll tell you about is especially remarkable. Its impact on memory clarity, retinal health, and even emotional balance during sleep is truly surprising. So stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll have a simple bedtime-friendly ritual that could help you wake up feeling clearer, more focused, and even seeing a little sharper. No trends, no gimmicks, just real food backed by real science. Let's begin with the first fruit, one that ancient healers deeply valued for its powerful benefits on both the mind and sight. Figs might seem modest at first glance, but within each one lies a potent blend of nutrients and compounds your brain and eyes quietly depend on, especially as you grow older. Let's start with how figs benefit your eyes. These dried fruits are among the few naturally high in lutein and zeaxanthin, 2 carotenoids that accumulate in the retina, especially in the macula, the region responsible for sharp central vision and adapting to changes in light. As we age, the concentration of these protective pigments begins to decline, leaving our retinas more vulnerable to blue light exposure, oxidative damage, and age-related degeneration. Lutein and zeaxanthin function like internal sunglasses. They help by filtering out harmful high-energy wavelengths and neutralizing reactive oxygen species before they can damage the sensitive photoreceptor cells in the retina. These compounds aren't just antioxidants, they are structural defenders. In fact, lower levels of lutein and zeaxanthin have been strongly linked to early-stage macular degeneration and reduced contrast sensitivity, particularly at night. Now, shifting our focus to the brain, figs are a natural source of vitamin B6, a vital nutrient for synthesizing neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and GABA, all of which play major roles in memory retention, emotional regulation, and restful sleep. Without sufficient B6, the brain struggles to convert the food you eat into usable neurochemical fuel. The result? Foggy thinking, mood swings, and disruptions in your natural sleep-wake cycles. Figs also contain polyphenols, including quercetin and anthocyanins, plant-based compounds with well-documented anti-inflammatory effects on the brain. Chronic neuroinflammation has been identified as a core driver of memory decline and cognitive fatigue. A 2021 study published in Frontiers in Aging Neuroscience found that diets rich in polyphenol-containing fruits like figs were associated with larger hippocampal volume and faster working memory response times in adults over the age of 60. In addition to these brain-boosting nutrients, figs provide a mild but effective source of natural glucose, which plays a crucial role in supporting the brain's glymphatic system. Its built-in nighttime detox network. This system is most active while you sleep and works to clear out metabolic waste and harmful proteins from brain tissue. By supplying a steady, gentle source of energy, figs may help enhance the brain's overnight cleansing and restoration processes. And don't forget about fiber. Figs are rich in prebiotic fiber, which feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut. These microbes produce short-chain fatty acids, which serve as messengers in the gut-brain axis, the complex communication pathway that links digestive health to cognitive performance and even visual processing. To illustrate, consider Carol, a 67-year-old retired librarian. She began eating 2 soaked figs each night as part of her bedtime routine. Within just a few weeks, she noticed reduced eye strain while reading in the evenings and fewer memory slips during her morning rituals. Are figs a miracle solution? Of course not. No single food can reverse years of wear and tear, but when used as part of a consistent, nutrient-rich nighttime ritual, figs help establish the internal conditions your brain and eyes need to protect, repair, and perform at their best. Next, let's turn our attention to one of the smallest fruits in your pantry, but one that delivers a massive impact on oxidative stress in both the retina and the brain. Yes, we're talking about raisins. They may be tiny, but don't underestimate their power. Raisins pack a serious punch when it comes to preserving mental sharpness and protecting vision, particularly while you sleep. What makes raisins especially valuable for older adults isn't just their natural sweetness, it's their concentrated supply of polyphenols, boron, and natural iron, each playing a distinct and essential role in defending the retina and boosting cognitive function. Let's start with oxidative stress, the silent disruptor behind both age-related macular degeneration (AMD) and neurodegenerative decline. Raisins are loaded with flavonoids and phenolic acids, most notably resveratrol, a powerful antioxidant more commonly associated with red wine. Resveratrol is special because it can cross both the blood-retina barrier and the blood-brain barrier, allowing it to act as a neurovascular protector. It helps calm inflammatory pathways and shields the delicate photoreceptor and neural tissues from oxidative damage. A study published in Nutrients in 2020 showed that regular consumption of raisins improved total antioxidant capacity in older adults, while reducing key markers of systemic inflammation, markers strongly linked to retinal thinning and hippocampal atrophy. In simple terms, raisins help slow the breakdown of the very tissues responsible for how we see and how we remember. But raisins offer more than just antioxidants. They're also a natural source of boron, a trace mineral that plays a critical role in calcium metabolism, visual coordination, and short-term memory processing. Research has linked low boron levels to slower reaction times, reduced hand-eye coordination, and decreased visual focus, especially in individuals over 60. Another often overlooked benefit of raisins is their support for blood flow. They're rich in natural iron, a mineral that's essential for maintaining healthy hemoglobin levels. Hemoglobin is responsible for carrying oxygen through the bloodstream, including to the optic nerve and brain tissue during sleep, when the body's repair mechanisms are most active. With better oxygen delivery, your brain and eyes get the energy they need to restore themselves overnight. This is especially important for older adults, many of whom suffer from low iron levels or mild anemia without even realizing it. And let's not forget about natural glucose. Raisins do contain sugar, but thanks to their fiber content, it's released into the bloodstream more gradually than refined sugars. This steady energy release helps support the brain's glymphatic system, the overnight cleanup crew responsible for removing waste, toxins, and protein buildup that are associated with memory loss and cognitive decline. Here's a real-life example. Walter, 73, a retired engineer, used to wake up feeling mentally foggy and had recently noticed that his peripheral vision seemed slightly dimmer in the mornings. I suggested a simple change. Swap his nightly cookie for a small handful of unsweetened raisins, eaten about an hour before bed. After just 4 weeks, Walter reported sharper thinking upon waking, and even joked that his Sudoku puzzle times had improved. The truth is, it doesn't take radical changes to see results. Small shifts, done consistently, can add up over time. Raisins, when consumed mindfully and as part of a nourishing nighttime habit, can support both visual processing speed and mental clarity, especially during the critical hours when your body is naturally focused on healing and renewal. Next, we'll explore a fruit that not only calms the mind before bed, but also supports deep neurological recovery and sharper visual perception during sleep. Let's talk about the incredible restorative power of dates. Among all dried fruits, dates may be the most underestimated when it comes to nourishing the aging brain and tired eyes, especially during the hours when your body is naturally working to repair itself. They're undeniably sweet, yes, but beneath that sweetness lies a dense, intelligent, nutritional profile designed not just for energy but for healing. In fact, dates offer a beautifully balanced combination of natural sugars, magnesium, potassium, vitamin B6, and tryptophan, all of which work together to enhance nighttime recovery for both your nervous system and vision. Let's break this down piece by piece. First, there's tryptophan, an essential amino acid found naturally in dates. Tryptophan is the direct precursor to melatonin, your body's sleep-regulating hormone. When melatonin production is supported, you not only fall asleep more easily, but your brain also transitions more deeply into the critical phases of slow-wave sleep. These are the very stages where memory consolidation happens and where brain cells undergo their most powerful repair processes. During these deep sleep stages, your brain's glymphatic system becomes highly active, flushing out metabolic waste, toxins, and harmful protein buildup, including beta amyloid, which has been closely linked to Alzheimer's disease. The gentle natural sugars in dates provide just enough energy to support this detox process without triggering insulin spikes or disrupting rest. Next, consider magnesium, a mineral that's often low in older adults due to dietary changes, stress, or medication use. Magnesium helps regulate NMDA receptors in the brain, the very receptors involved in learning and memory formation. Studies have shown that low levels of magnesium are associated with cognitive decline, particularly in individuals over the age of 65. Dates offer a soft, plant-based source of this vital mineral, helping to ease nighttime anxiety, reduce brain inflammation, and promote uninterrupted sleep. But the benefits don't stop with the brain. Potassium, which is also abundant in dates, plays a key role in optic nerve function by supporting smooth, reliable electrical signaling between the retina and the brain. When combined with vitamin B6, which aids in the production of neurotransmitters like dopamine and GABA, dates create a calming effect across both the visual and nervous systems, helping reduce nighttime eye strain and overstimulation. And the science supports these claims. A 2022 review in Nutrients found that Date fruit extract reduced neuronal cell death and improved spatial memory in aged animal models. While human studies are still developing, the underlying mechanisms, including antioxidant action, neuroprotection, and anti-inflammatory effects, are extremely relevant for aging adults looking to maintain cognitive and visual health. It's no surprise that dates have been consumed for thousands of years, not only for their sweetness, but also for their ability to support mental clarity, focus, and emotional balance. Take Linda, a 70-year-old widow who struggled with falling asleep and often woke up feeling disoriented or anxious. I recommended she eat 1 or 2 soft medjool dates about 45 minutes before bed. After several weeks, she shared that not only was she sleeping more deeply, but she was also waking up with more mental clarity. Her exact words, she could remember names, conversations, and even where she had left her keys the night before. This is a simple ritual, but for your brain and eyes, it's a powerful invitation to heal. Now that you've learned about all three, figs, raisins, and dates, the next step is turning this knowledge into something practical, something you can commit to each evening without stress or complication. Let's talk about how to build your own dried fruit ritual, starting tonight. Now that you understand what figs, raisins, and dates can do for your memory, your eyesight, and your sleep quality, the natural question becomes, how do you actually use them in a way that supports your brain and eyes night after night? The answer is surprisingly simple, Kitsune, but it requires consistency. Just like brushing your teeth or dimming the lights before bed, this is about creating a small, calming habit that naturally fits into your routine. It's not one more chore. It's a gift to your body. Here's the plan I often recommend to my patients and why it works. First, understand that timing matters. Your brain begins preparing for deep restorative sleep about 90 minutes before you actually drift off. That's when melatonin production begins to rise and the glymphatic system, your brain's natural cleanup crew, starts to ramp up. That's the window when providing your nervous system with the right kind of nourishment can make the greatest impact. Start with 2 soaked dried figs eaten about an hour before bed. Soaking them in warm water for 6 to 8 hours makes them easier to digest and enhances the absorption of their nutrients, especially antioxidants and fiber. You can soak them in the morning and leave them covered until the evening. Next, add a small handful of unsweetened raisins, around 1 tablespoon. Be sure to choose raisins without added sugar or coatings. These provide polyphenols and boron in a gentle but effective dose, helping to calm inflammation in both the retina and the brain. Finally, complete the ritual with 1 soft medjool date, ideally organic and minimally processed. It's not about consuming large amounts of dried fruit, it's about rhythm and purpose. Each fruit plays a unique role in your body's overnight healing process. Figs for visual clarity and neurotransmitter support, raisins for reducing oxidative stress and improving blood flow, dates for promoting emotional calm and fueling deep brain repair. You can enjoy them together in a small bowl or one by one, paired with a cup of warm herbal tea. Teas like chamomile, fennel, or lemon balm work beautifully. Just be sure to give yourself 30 to 60 minutes after eating before you lie down, allowing time for gentle digestion. And one more thing, this ritual is not about instant results. The real benefit comes from repeating this small act night after night, so your body gets the signal it's been waiting for: consistent nourishment, reduced inflammation, and support for deep, restful sleep. I've seen patients who began sleeping through the night again after years of restless tossing and turning. Others noticed that their early morning memory was clearer and more reliable. Some even found that they could read with less eye strain or use their phones without needing a flashlight. Is this a miracle cure? Number but it's a foundation. And for so many adults over 60, a strong foundation is exactly what's been missing. If you're still wondering whether it's too late to repair what's already been lost, the final part of this video is for you. Let me leave you with this one last important thought. If you've stayed with me all the way to this point, I want you to hear something simple and true. You haven't missed your window. I've worked with countless patients who believed their poor sleep, blurry night vision, or fading memory were just part of aging, inevitable and irreversible. They assumed decline was automatic, like a light dimming slowly over time. But that's not the whole story. It never was. Your brain and eyes, even in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, still have the capacity to regenerate, to adapt, to restore. No, it may not look like it did in your 30s, but that sense of clarity, confidence, and connection can return. Not through fads, not through miracle pills, but through small, thoughtful choices, made daily and especially made nightly. 3 dried fruits, taken calmly, taken consistently. These aren't just snacks, they're signals, telling your body it's time to rest, to heal, and to reclaim what's possible. You don't need to change everything overnight. Just start with one bowl, one moment of care, one act of nourishment, repeated until the fog starts to lift. And if you've been feeling discouraged, maybe you've been forgetting names more often or struggling with glare on the road, let me remind you, you are not alone. And more importantly, you are not broken. The body is wiser than we often give it credit for. It's simply waiting for the right signals. And what you eat, how you rest, what you choose today, these are those signals. Thank you truly for staying with me to the very end. If this video gave you even a little hope or helped you understand your body just a bit better, I'd be honored if you'd like, share, and comment below. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe, especially if you're over 60 and looking for safe, natural ways to protect your health and independence. There's more to come. You deserve to wake up with clarity. You deserve to see the world and your life in focus again. And your journey back doesn't have to wait until tomorrow. It can begin tonight with something as simple as a fig, a raisin, and a date. Sleep well. I'll see you in the next video.